Like a lot of you guys, I'm reading a lot more during this lockdown scenario. So today, I thought I'd share with you kind of a bit of the local tradition, if you will. We have a book called The New World by a Mr. Doug Felton. We are also joined by a Doberman named Kobe, who will now say hi. Hello, my name is Cobalt. You see his little tail? Can you see that? It's pretty majestic. I know. Okay, so The New World. Pretty rad. If you are a fan of effectively the Hunger Games and also any Dan Brown novel ever, this book is essentially an amalgamation of the two, which is really cool. So it's a youth book, so it's a YA book. So I wouldn't expect, you to walk into it thinking this is going to be the most academically rigorous thing ever, but I loved reading it. It's actually quite a page turner. And as you go through the book, each chapter ends with some sort of extremely dramatic sentence. I'll give you a flavor for what I'm talking about, and that's the Dan Brown influence. The back cover, the opening sentence literally is, Jamie watched in stunned belief as the United States Senate abolished the federal government with a single vote. And so what's cool about this book is the world is kind of in chaos. There's a virus. Oh boy. And because of this chaos, the world kind of slides toward monarchies, which I thought was really fascinating given the situation with political polarization everywhere. And these monarchies are kind of run by this new world government. And I don't want to reveal too much, but I think the story majestically kind of opens itself up to future books, which is kind of awesome. And I know that there's another book in the series coming out very soon, but I just wanted to focus specifically on the New World. So good stuff. I think the main character, Jamie, is complex. She's rich in terms of her character depth. She has a lot going on. She's also super realistic as the daughter of a senator. And she's conflicted because her relationship with the previous government and the new government, let's call it complicated. Another good thing is that it's very readable. So the book, regardless of your age, I'm 35 and I was kind of flipping through this thing, really enjoying it. I think you will probably love this book because it's so readable. The chapters kind of blend seamlessly into each other. They're extremely engaging, and they often end with some sort of hook that kind of demands that you keep reading. It's a real page turner. The main inconvenience is that life is going on simultaneously, so you're going to feel like, hey, I should be reading rather than doing this other thing like baking bagels, for example. That's what I'm doing literally right now. Some things that are not all bagels and cream cheese would be, I think the book is perhaps too narrow in scope, meaning I really wanted the whole series at once. And I know that's totally unrealistic and not okay. Maybe it's a sign of my addiction for reading, but I really wanted everything at one time. Another thing that I kind of struggle with, and it wasn't even really a struggle. It's just that, this is a debut novel for Mr. Doug Felton. And you could kind of feel around page 100 that he was starting to become more confident and comfortable in the narrative itself, which, kind of hooked me as well because I was new to the storyline and the characters too. But just kind of be aware, just like a lot of debut novels, it doesn't really feel like a smooth quest until you kind of settle in around page 100. Maybe that was the writing style, which was super readable, but it just kind of felt that way to me. I don't know if that's nonsense or not, but I loved it. I think the book is awesome. I definitely think you should go out and get a copy, and especially because you're supporting the local economy like Wildwood would be to Oregon. The New World is an awesome book, regardless of your age, and I think it's definitely a page turner. Just kind of a preface, or I guess this would be like a retrospective preface for a lot of people. It's got some pretty mature themes, and the plot itself is pretty intense. So probably a good book for early teens up. Maybe not the best book for my 3-year-old, for example. There'd be so many questions. What is absolutism? I can't even imagine that. Nevertheless, awesome book. Highly recommended. Definitely, without a doubt, 2 thumbs up. And I hope you guys have an awesome day and enjoy your life in quarantine. Maybe read a new book. That could be cool. Have a good day and deuces.